Cheers! Our first video is now ready for you guys to watch.
We're super excited. It's our official first Bible study based video. Episode 1 is now live on YouTube.
Finally, right?
Finally.
And let me just say this, in case you're wondering who's putting these videos together and doing all the editing, Superwoman right here, okay? It's not me. I'm not smart enough to do these things. And so, again, babe, I really do, honestly, I do appreciate you. I really do. There's literally couples out there you need to know, right? Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. And one of the things that really works out for both of us is you were kind of going over this for the first time as well.
Yeah.
And because you've had to do so much editing, you've actually had to read these verses multiple times, right?
Right, multiple times. Yeah.
Would you say you picked up on more and more as you...
Oh, yeah. Right. No, for sure you guys need to know. I'm not coming in as like a Bible studying expert by any means. I have like my own faith background, you know. I'm sure everybody has their own journey, you know.
Right.
But I'm not an expert in this stuff. Most of these episodes, I will be learning right along with you. Of course, Tony and I talk scripture pretty regularly, you know, so there's some stuff we've had conversations about, but as far as really diving in and learning, I'm learning along with you guys. So yeah, I learned a lot just editing that video. A lot.
I noticed because even conversations after she finished editing this video, I'm noticing it's sticking more. And it's not hard language. Did you find it to be hard language at all?
It's just the more I went over it, the more I had to go back and cut back and add this verse, back, add this verse, you know, look for this verse. Oh wait, they're all in like the same story. Oh, I see the timeline, you know. Things are just clicking more where now it's becoming just dummy proof for me, you know, just so simple.
I think approaching it from this perspective, you don't have to be a believer, a Christian.
No.
Like you don't have to, like this can go out to anybody.
Yeah.
And really it's just a matter of, like we said with these things, it's a matter of going over your definition or what you've been taught something is and actually comparing it to scripture to see if it holds. Like is this what it says?
It's really comparing your current understanding to what the words say, and like, you do what you want with that information.
Right.
You don't have to be a believer. If you are, cool, maybe it may help you in some way. If you're not, it could be just interesting information that you take in that you might have not known before.
Or you're curious, and
you're just curious as to, when I hear these Christians talking about things, I'm just curious exactly what they're talking about.
Right.
Then this may be interesting to you.
Awesome.
You do what you want with it.
Guys, that leads us to our first point before you even go further in this video, right?
Right.
They should probably do something before you go further with this video.
Yeah, before you watch episode 1, which is now live on YouTube, please, if you haven't already, watch our very first video, our little intro video. We believe in unicorns, and so should you. If you do not know what these represent,
if you don't know what this is, you got to go back.
You got to go back and watch it, just so you go into this video with the right mentality.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great point. Yeah. No, guys, please, before you get really deep into this video, please watch the precursor video to it. I think it's absolutely crucial. More important than anything else, the whole reason, and I'm not going to go too far into it because I do in the video, is sometimes we just learn things by way of tradition, right?
Right.
And just things like over the course of time, we learn certain definitions about things, and then some things we just think, like unicorns, we just think they weren't real. But as you'll see in that video, the whole point of that exercise was maybe what you thought was just taught to you by someone who didn't know. Right? And so it's very crucial. So don't get into this mindset that, like man, why did they teach me this? Or maybe they didn't know either. Like, it doesn't mean that they were teaching you something that wasn't correct on purpose.
Yeah.
And so we want to make sure that you find value in this video based on truth, but not to take it back and go, aha, you didn't know this, or aha, you know, I know more than you now. It's zero pride. There's no convincing, no effort to try and convince anybody of anything. It's merely just, what should your mindset be going into the actual full-on video, and find value in actual truth.
Yeah.
Did you? I mean, I think you experienced that for yourself.
No, I did.
Yeah. Okay. Next thing is things to have.
Okay. The first thing you'll for sure want to have while watching this video is a notebook and a pen. Or if you take notes on your computer, whatever your preference is, highly recommend. It's a lengthy video full of all kinds of information. I did my best at putting every verse that we go over on the screen for you. I wanted it to be super accessible, easy for you guys to digest. So yeah, highly recommend a notebook and a pen. Maybe you can write down some ideas you have along the way. Questions for upcoming videos, you can drop in the comments when you're done watching. Whatever it is, highly recommend notebook and a pen.
Right. Guys, this is another thing, just like watching movies. I don't know about you, but there's been some movies that I've watched 2-3 times over,
right,
and each time I pick up on something
else.
New. And you just never know, like, what bullet points stood out to you originally, and then watching it again, you're like, okay, I didn't make that connection before,
right,
but now
I get it.
Right? And then the third time, fourth time you watch it, you're going to be like, guaranteed, a great many of you are going to be like, how come I've never seen these before?
Right.
Right? It's so bizarre. So
yeah,
make note of those things, write it down, and it'll help you tremendously. Second thing that you should probably have.
Yeah, second thing, and this is more of a resource for you to help you in your studies or understanding, or if you want to check something, and that is the Blue Letter Bible app.
Man, so good.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's available on the App Store and Android. Blue Letter Bible. Yeah, so the awesome thing about this app is you can look up any verse in any
like particular
translation.
word. Yeah,
in any translation. So if it's like
NIV, King James, New King James, whatever translation you have, you can look it up. All those translations all in one app.
At a click of a button.
Yeah.
It's right there. You look up the verse, you can check the different translations. You can also click on a specific word and look back at the root of the word, the original word that was used in the original
language,
the
Hebrew,
language in
Greek.
Hebrew, what that word translates to, what other words and like are used synonymously with that word, the pronunciation. It's really cool if you really end up wanting to dive in and geek out in certain things. Highly recommend. Most of the verses I quoted were NIV, but if you're interested on what they look like in other translations, highly recommend Blue Letter Bible. It's an awesome app.
Someone might be asking why the NIV. I personally don't use the NIV.
Yeah, me either.
My personal preference would be like New King James, NASB 95. Some of you like the New Living Standard. But why did we do the NIV? Because the majority of folks out there have the NIV. I personally don't care too much for it because there's certain areas of scripture where they left things out.
Yeah, it's not translated as accurately,
a little bit rough,
as possible as
that's okay.
Yeah.
That's all right. So Blue Letter Bible. So irregardless of what Bible you have or don't have, Blue Letter Bible has it all. So download that app. Okay.
Yeah.
And then lastly,
when you are ready to sit down and watch the video, highly recommend you sit down in a place where it's quiet, you're able to focus, you have the time to sit down and watch it. Put on your headphones, get your favorite snack, grab Mr. T's donuts, get some coffee.
No joke.
Yeah, do what you gotta do to make sure you're nice and relaxed and focused, have minimal distractions, just so that you could, if you're taking the time to watch it and you're really interested in like learning from it or taking any information that you choose to do what you want with it, you're able to like really dive in and really engage with it.
Quiet time, guys. Like you deserve it. So especially talking about this type of subject, you're gonna want to have some individual time. If you're watching this video with somebody, I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
Just be ready to hit pause in between and talk between each other. It makes for great conversation. When we filmed the video, like that was raw. Yeah. Right, we didn't pre-rehearse. No, we
scripted.
didn't. Like,
that was on the fly.
We kept it. You'll hear us cough.
I try to cut out most of our coughing because that was just kind of annoying. But
but that was raw. That was like actual time.
Yeah.
Like live time. In real time. Mm-hmm. And a lot of those verses she was singing for the very first time as you're watching the video.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
That's pretty cool. Okay. All right. Now,
what are things that they should be looking for?
Here's kind of I've categorized this as like a scavenger hunt. Okay, so grab a piece of paper, or this might be the first page of your notes. Okay, there's I'm going to give you guys 5 bullet points. These are things for you to look for in this video that we will be covering that the scriptures will answer. Okay, most important first 2 have to do with the definition of salvation, right? That's a big word used a lot. Right? And
like
then it's,
every worship song ever on the face of the earth uses it,
right? Okay,
right? It's everywhere.
But we put out a little post on a bunch of different Christian forums. We even visited some folks live, right? And we asked the question, "What is salvation?" And the answers were all over the place. Right. Like all over the place. Like if there's anything that so-called, Christians, believers, whatever you categorize yourself as, if that's where you are, if there's anything we should be like clear on or agree on, it would be the word salvation. Like what is salvation? All right. First 2 bullet points. Remember, there's 5 bullet points. Write on a sheet of paper, and after each of these, put your current definition of these, okay? Put your current definition of these. Then watch the video, and as you're watching the video, look for these specific things throughout the video. And then at the end of the video, write down your now new understanding, or maybe you already knew it. Who knows? Maybe for all I know, you might know all of these. You might have it correct. But if you don't, not that you're wrong, but you just didn't know, then you'll see the value.
All these points were
then you'll see the actual value of what you once thought something was, right? And then you realize now what it really is. And it's not because Tony said, not because Anna said, and that's really all we're doing is just sharing where to look.
Providing you the information.
We can't tell you what to see. That's got to come from you, but we'll show you where to look. And so, but I'm certain you'll see it. Okay, so the first 2 have to do with salvation. Number 1, what is man's problem? Okay? And I guarantee a lot of folks are going to write down or think to write down that we're sinners in need of being saved by grace. That's all I'm going to say on that one, okay?
That's all you need to know. That's your hint.
Okay. All right, so number 1, what is man's problem, or what was man's problem, okay? Then write your definition, or what you've been taught. Number 2, what is God's solution to man's problem, okay? You might think it's dying on the cross. This is all I'm going to say on that one. Okay, don't give it away. Okay. All right, number 3, write down the gospel. Okay, the gospel. Not the gospels like Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Nothing like that. What is the gospel? The one that was taught by Jesus to the apostles, to include Apostle Paul, and then from the apostles taught to the people. Okay, it's one gospel. Let me give you that hint. I'll give you that much. Okay, one gospel, 3 parts. And if you're not sure, big question mark. Okay, all right. Number 4. Number 4 is 3 parts. Okay, and so it's 4A, 4B, 4C. Okay, what was the reason for Christ's death? what was the reason? Well, let me give you a little appetizer on that one. If you think Christ's death was just for the forgiveness of sins, that's all I'm going to say on that one, okay? So 4A is what's the purpose of Christ's death on the cross. 4B, what's the purpose of Christ's burial, right? And 4C, what is the purpose of Christ's resurrection? And we just came out of, Resurrection Sunday, so a lot of you should have some pretty interesting answers from wherever you might have listened to or attended church at, okay? And again, we're not calling anybody wrong. We're not trying to convince anybody of anything. This is all
for you. We're not going to see it.
This is just you comparing these answers or what your understanding is to what the scripture says, and then what you do with it, that's up to you. All right. The fifth and final one is the new covenant. That was a big one for you, right?
Yeah.
Just understanding the word covenant and what the word covenant means, right? The new covenant. I promise you, I promiseu. Is that giving away too much? Right? I promise you, a lot of you are going to want to know this one, what the new covenant is, okay?
What does that mean?
Focus on the word covenant. Focus on the word promise. Can I just give a little bit more? Just a little bit more, right? Mm-hmm. As a kid, what we were taught, because we talked about this, I just thought Old Testament and New Testament meant first half of the Bible, second half of the Bible.
Old stuff, new stuff.
Let me just give you
That's what I thought. It's not true.
Mm-mm.
That's what I grew up with.
Right, me too. And my dad was a Baptist pastor for
I went to Catholic school.
Oh, anyhow.
Loved it.
You're going to want to know. You're going to want to know what the new covenant, promise, testament, and will. Ooh, I gave way too much probably on that one.
It's okay.
That's okay. Okay, you're going to want to know what that is. You're going to want to know what that is, okay? And remember, if you're under something new, probably not under something old. You guys got it? Anyway, guys, we hope you enjoy. This is just the first official episode. We're going to do, not all these things are going to be 2 hours long, okay? Yeah, we're hoping this one is the one to kind of, this is the foundation that we're going to build off
for future videos.
I'm hoping
it needed to be like crystal clear.
Right.
We want to make sure you are given all the information.
Right.
It's all in your hands.
Right.
That way you can choose what to do with it.
Right.
Disregard what you want to disregard.
Right.
But we wanted to make sure it was like a clean precursor foundation to future videos. They will not be this long.
No, at best, I'm hoping to keep it at like a couple minutes, few minutes, just little topics here and there.
Yeah.
Quick references on some quick, verses that have to do with it, and and again, it's all out of love for you guys, things that have helped us in our personal walk with God, and again, it's not. We really don't care to convince anybody of anything.
Yeah. What
you do with the truth, or what truth as in like what you see, is really entirely up to you.
Yeah.
Just like what Anna said. Okay, guys. Well, cheers, guys. I hope you guys really enjoy. We will see you guys on the other side.
Yeah. And don't forget to like and subscribe.
Ooh, like and subscribe. I never thought I'd be able to say that.
I know,
like
that feels
fun. Subscribe. What is it?
Click that notification bell.
Oh yeah, where's the
YouTube.
bell gonna go?
That's gonna be on YouTube, babe.
Oh shoot! All right.
See, we're new to this.
I don't know. We don't know what we're doing.
Go to YouTube.
We told you guys we don't know what we're doing.
Like and subscribe.
That's right. But if they want to go to that other video, are you putting it somewhere? Like in one of these corners? Like if you didn't see the precursor video?
On the YouTube.
On the YouTube. All right, cool. All right. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah? All right. Bye, guys.